Hello everybody, welcome back. In this episode I'm gonna talk about some common questions that the women has about the breast pumping. I'm gonna share some of the information from my experience with the breast pumping, and I hope you find interesting and helpful the information that I'm gonna share through this video. Please subscribe my channel and leave any comment if you have any questions or if you want to give us any recommendation. I'm Arcilda for those that are watching me for this first time, and I prepare video about the motherhood, and also I share some of the information from our daily activity. One of the most common questions that the women has is then when they should start pumping their breasts. Actually, different women, they might have a different experience, different postpartum problems, and certain women, they might get their first milk in the different days. Some women, they might have right away the first milk, or some other women it might take some longer to have their first milk. Depend on your conditions and your situations. It's your decision if you want to pump your breasts, or if you want only to breastfeed and to use even formula for your child. There are recommendations. Usually the lactation specialists usually recommend to wait 6 weeks until your body builds your milk supply, so you start pumping. There are different lactations that they recommend even to start right away pumping. Different women, they might have a different situation. In my case, I had lots of problems with my child because he had lots of problem with latching, and as a new mom I was struggling a lot to do breastfeeding and nursing, so I start right away pumping. At the beginning, after 3 or 4 days, I was pumping only once a day, and then slowly I was doing more according to the need of my baby, until he was doing better, and he started getting used with breastfeeding and nursing process. Depend on your situation. You can make even your own decision, depend on your health conditions, or depend on the recommendations that your doctor or your lactation specialist might give to you. You can make a decision when is the proper time for you to start to pump your breasts. One of the most common questions that the women has is that which is the best breast pump that they can use. Actually, if you check in internet and if you check different shops, you can find out that there are plenty of different breast pumps that they have different way of using, and also they offer different prices. Everything depends on your situation, depends on how much money you want to invest, and depends on how much time you want to dedicate to the breast pumping, how long you think that you're gonna breast pump, and in this way you can make a decision. For some kind of situations, there are different kind of breast pumps that they are more effective. For the mothers that they are working, the wearable breast pump is more effective, since you can work, and also you can have hand free and allow you to do different things while you are breast pumping. Also, the electric pumps are very fast as well. They are very effective, but you need a place where you can set up your pump, and you can dedicate your time and your time, and also you can dedicate a little space to do the breast pumping. Or even lots of mothers, they choose even the manual pump. The manual pump are very inexpensive, and lots of women, they find not necessary to spend so much money on breast pumps, so they buy just a traditional pump, which is the manual one, which works perfectly fine for them, just it takes longer. And the other thing is that you can find out even in your insurance company what do they cover, and you can make the decisions among the breast pumps that they cover, so you can choose the best one that you think is proper for your case. Another common question is about how long it takes the pumping section. For this question, I can say that everything depends on the women. Different women, they might have different biology. It usually takes from 15 minutes to 20 minutes, but everything depends even the kind of pump that you are using. If you are using an electric pump and you have the chance to pump both of your breasts at the same time, it takes less. But if you are using a manual pump, it might take longer because you have to do each breast at the same different time. So in this way it can take longer, and everything depends. If you're using an electric pump, it depends on how fast or how slow you choose to make the breast pumping section. So everything depends on your conditions and the kind of what kind of pump you are using. Other common questions that the women has is that when they ask, is painful the breast pumping? Actually, the breast pumping, I can say that is not painful, but at the very beginning it might feel a little not comfortable, since it is something new for your body, and especially for mothers that they already has delivered a baby, and it is so much thing going on in their body. They might not it might look weird, or they might find it weird, the breast pumping process, and might cause a little kind of psychological discomfort. But there is something that the breast pump might cause a pain in your nipple, and there are creams for the nipples that they relieve the pain. And also there is some functionalities that most of the electric and the wearable pumps they have, that you can make it lower or faster the speed of the pumping. So in this way, at the very beginning, you choose the lower speed, and gradually, if you feel like you can support, you can make it faster. So in this way, it takes less time. Another questions that the mothers they might have and they ask is that if it is any difference between nursing the baby and breastfeeding the baby, and also pumping and giving the milk through the bottle. The thing that I can say is that the process of pumping does not change the quality of the milk of the mother. So even if you are giving your milk through the bottle, it does not change the quality, and it is still with the same values as you are giving through your breast. But there is some difference between nursing your baby and giving the bottles. When you nurse your baby and you breastfeed your baby, there are some hormonal beneficial between you and your child that makes this process of breastfeeding very special. Lots of studies they have shown that the women that they breastfeed their baby, it helps the hormones of the women to produce milk when they are close to their baby, and also the babies they feel more relaxed, and they have they can smile and they can enjoy their mother, and it makes the process of breastfeeding very easy and very helpful for both of them when they are close to each other. But for certain situations and for certain problems that the mothers might have, breast pumping is a very good solution, and it gives lots of nutrition and lots of antibodies to the babies. You might be a working mom and you might prepare a bottle and allow your child to take your milk through the bottle is the best decision that you can make. Is a very hard work, but is a very good decision for your child. So I encourage every woman that they think to breastfeed your baby, and you think that you want to give your baby, if you have the possibility and the chance, you choose to breastfeed or you choose to pump, is still it still has value for your child. Another common question is that what are the most basic things for the breast pumping? Actually, one of the most basic thing for breastfeeding or for breast pumping is that you have to pump both of your breasts. So in this way, it can build for both of the breasts the production of the milk. And also another most important thing is to keep your pump clean. It is a very huge work pumping and breastfeeding your child, and I know sometimes the women might feel frustrated, but it is very important to understand the functionality and all the design of your pump. So in this way you always keep clean and sterilized so it doesn't grow bacteria. And the other thing is to understand which kind of pump is proper for your size. Different women, they might have different size for their breasts, and they have to find the proper flage and the proper size that fits for their breast. So these are some of important things for the breastfeeding process. There are another question is about when a woman shouldn't pump. Actually, pumping is not something that the women has to do if they decide to breastfeed their baby. There are different women that they are in a different situation that they need to breast pump their milk. But in the situations that they are normal and they can only breastfeed and they can make another decisions, of course, that is not necessary to pump your breast. Another thing is that you should not breast pump or breastfeed your baby in a different health conditions. If you have a kind of medication, or if you are in a health conditions that your doctor does not recommend you to breastfeed your baby, you should not give your milk. But this kind of decisions is something that you have to make your doctor. You always give the prescriptions and all the medicines that you are taking, and also you describe even your health conditions, so you can make this decision with the doctor. Not every medicine causes problems to the baby, so it is very important to make this decision with the doctor, so because they know better what kind of medicine and what kind of situation might cause problems to the baby. And another thing that I can say before you use any kind of medicine is better to talk with your doctor if that is safe for you as a breastfeeding mom and for your baby. Another question is that how can I manage the breast pumping at work? There are lots of women that they have to go at work, and lots of women, they have their wish and they want to find a way how they can give the milk to the baby even though they are at work. Actually, it depends on the country where you are and depends on what kind of job you are doing. You can breast pump in the office, or you can have a dedicated place where you can do that. And also the thing that I can say is that choosing the proper pump, it helps you to manage the process of breastfeeding and also the storage, because when you have the milk you have to store. There are lots of studies that they show that if it is in a temperature room, the milk of the mother does not go for 4 hours. But you have to buy different equipments that helps the breastfeeding, the working moms that they want to breast pump, that they have to do, that they help to make the storage, and they help to transport the milk safely from the work to their home.